ADCB presents Top Guns in association with Audi. If I keep this oath faithfully, may I enjoy my life and practice my art, respected by all men and in all times. But if I swerve from it or violate it, may the reverse be my lot. So goes the ending of the oath of Hippocrates. These fortunate youngsters are doctors today. They go out into the world to practice their professions, to serve humanity in the different parts of the world which are their homes. They are graduating from the Gulf Medical University in Ajman, UAE. And today's Top Gun is the man who founded this institution, Moideen Tumbe.
ما في شك اليوم بهذه المناسبة الطيبة على مرور دولة 40 سنة على قيام دولة الإمارات العربية، وبهذا اليوم تخريج طلبة من بناتنا وأولادنا، ونتمنى لهم التوفيق، ونشكر رئيس الجامعة والدكاترة والأساتذة اللي قايمين على الجامعة، نتمنى لهم التوفيق. ونشكر بهذه المناسبة الشيخ نهيان حضوره وتشجيعه لهذه الجامعة الكلية الطبية، ونتمنى لهم التوفيق إن شاء الله. شكرا.
Born in a well-to-do business family from a very early age, Moideen Tumbe knew that he wanted to make his own mark in the world. He had business in his veins and knew how to recognize an opportunity when he saw one and convert it into an enterprise. Welcome to the show. So let's start with your early years of childhood. Where were you born? Your early years, where did you spend them?
I come from a small town called Mangalore in the south of India. It's a coastal town. I was born into a business family, third generation in the family of business. I went to a school called Aloysius and I graduated from the Aloysius College. Joined my father's business when I was 21. Our core business used to be timber. So we used to cut forests, and then we had factories, sawmills and blockboard, plywood factories, converting them into plywood and blockboards. I also started importing timber from Singapore, Malaysia, Papua New Guinea. So we are doing very large businesses, shiploads of timber coming from every part of the world. So I had the opportunity to travel.
At such a young age too, at 21, when you started the business.
Yeah, around
right?
that age. Yeah, I was lucky in many ways. So we were having a sawmill in Nigeria. We were doing logging in Tanzania. We were doing logging in Malaysia. I had a base in Australia, in Brisbane.
So for how many years were you totally in the family business?
From 20 till 39 years, I was with my father's business. Apart from timber, I used to do real estate also. We used to develop our own properties in Mangalore, in Bangalore. In the year 1992, I came to Dubai, doing some business in Dubai. And we found this is a beautiful place.
So why did you think of this place from 92? What brought you the idea of Dubai?
We
or
were
Ajman?
in Dubai. We had a small base in Dubai. We were looking at opportunities. But when we came to Ajman, we realized land was very cheap. Everything was cheap. And the government was approachable. You could walk into a sheikh's office and talk to him. And so I met the Sheikh of Ajman, His Highness Sheikh Humaid bin Rashid, the ruler of Ajman. I started doing some business with the sheikhs. They had lots of apartments in Ajman. I think they had some 5,000 apartments those days. So they gave me a few buildings to manage it. So I used to rent out the whole building and then release it like the other real estate people here. And I had a good relationship with them. I used to do well. Then when they knew my background, once I met His Highness in the year 97. And we started talking and he asked me about my background, where do you come from? And I told him my family is into many businesses, including a medical school and education. He asked me, why don't you start a medical school? So I thought this was a God-sent opportunity.
That's lovely, because for a sheikh to support you, come up with the idea and support you at the same time.
Exactly. So I came back with some consultants. We did some research in this country. And we thought this was a good place for a medical school. But we needed support from the government in 3 areas. Like one, we needed a license to start a medical school. Because those days there were no private players in the higher education. I needed land, 25 acres of land to build a medical school campus. And I needed a hospital to train the students during the clinical training days. The Sheikh was very supportive. For the license, he made it very simple. He made a decree. He's
As simple as that, he just made a decree.
He's the ruler of the country, so the ministers have to follow what he does. So we came into existence with the decree.
The campus of the Gulf Medical University is a delightful sight indeed. It is full of positive energy, and the 5 colleges within impart education in 5 different fields of medicine.
He gifted this land to me, but ultimately I bought it from him because I needed to mortgage it to the banks to raise finance. So I purchased it from the Sheikh. But he was very supportive. He gave it to me at a very nominal price. For the hospital, the government hospitals were available for us for training of students, but ultimately we built our own hospital also.
The Gulf Medical Hospital building was earlier a souk or marketplace and was converted into a hospital in a span of 4 months. It is probably the only private healthcare provider in the UAE catering to the medical needs of the middle-class people as well.
There are enough number of occasions wherein people have walked in with acute heart attack, not having a penny in their pocket. Immediately, his wife, Madam Zahra, comes in and says, "Doctor, we have created a fund for whoever is stuck for want of money for treatment, don't worry about it."
We have many hospitals. We have one in Ajman, one in Fujairah, one in Sharjah, a clinic in Dubai, and a new hospital coming up in Dubai. And there's one more hospital coming up in Ajman. Dubai one will be opened in February of 2012. The Ajman one in 18 months from now, maybe 2013, September or so, yeah. I think with this we'll be the largest healthcare provider in the private sector in the country. We'll have 650 beds. I don't think any healthcare provider in this country in the private sector has.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Did you always have this vision to be the biggest healthcare provider back in '98 when you just first formed?
Frankly, the hospital was never in our plans, because the Sheikh had assured us the government hospital is available. But we realized it's better to be independent and have our own hospitals. And we got into we took many risks that way. In a way, we have been trendsetters in many ways. We have been very unique in many ways. There was no players in medical education in the country then. There was no institution with both boys and girls studying in an institution. It was not allowed those days. We got students from almost 57 countries. Apart from that, the faculty, initially they were all Indians because we are Indians. Right now we have faculty from 22 countries. And the hospital which we started again, we are catering to the middle class because it's a teaching hospital. What teaching hospital means, the doctors are qualified doctors, they are professors, they are doing 2 jobs. They're teaching and as well as treating. These students come to either become a doctor or a dentist or a pharmacist or a physiotherapist. We have many colleges, many opportunities in the medical education. So they graduate from this country. It's a good college. We maintain good standards, accredited. Any student graduating from this college can go anywhere in the world and either continue his studies or work in his own country of origin. The good thing about this college is it's a campus, There are many other schools I will not like to mention, but we have a whole campus. So students have a library.
Yeah, so that because you've got everything in here. It's a whole lifestyle in here.
They have accommodation. So we take good care of them and they're happy,
So what's a typical day like for you when you come to the university here? Because there are so many things going on over here. You have so many operations.
The initial days I used to be involved in the college because I used to go and support them. There were many issues. We struggled for about 3 or 4 years because it's not easy to establish a... Right now, I'm not really involved in the college. We have other businesses now. We are diversified. We have about 1,500 people working right now. With the new 3 hospitals which we'll inaugurate, we should be having about 3,000 people working. And 500 of them are doctors managing all this. It's not that easy, but we're enjoying it, all of us. We have a good team. God has been kind to us.
In conversation with Tumbe Moidin, we'll be back right after this break.
Muhyiddin has our fullest respect, admiration for what he had done for this country and his services, and his most important is a commitment to the quality medical education that he's providing, and we see the fruits of his hard work, his commitment, and he has invested in the people, and that is the best investment for any countries.
The journey so far has been very exciting and very challenging, but the future looks even bigger and brighter. And the value of the group should increase to $2 billion in the next 6 to 7 years. But this is not it. After that, I want my children to take it forward.
So you were saying that you handle all the finances of your operation, but when it comes to leading and driving your people, who takes care of all that?
Like I told you before, we have a good team. The team which manages finances, which manages the HR, that manages the business, administration, and also the new projects. So it's a teamwork, but I am the driving force. Right? Most of them have been with me from day one. They understand my mind, and they know that I'm very quality conscious. They know I like to be progressive, that I have to do new things. So we are all together doing it. We are happy, we are very happy doing our jobs. Everyone is satisfied. We have a lot of job satisfaction, whatever we do. And we are proud of what we are doing.
So what drives you at work?
Like I told you, I come from a family of business, and I had several role models in the family. So I used to feel when I was young, I have to succeed like them, like my father or my uncle. And so this is what drives me. I feel I have to succeed from a young age. So that's what keeps me going.
In your case, what does success mean to you?
Success means I have to succeed in whatever I do. I have to excel in whatever I do. If it is in healthcare, I have to be the best in terms of quality, in terms of maybe size also. But I have a balanced, it's not only the business, I have to be successful with my family also. So I spend a lot of quality time with my children, with my wife. I pick a balance between the two.
The Tumbe Group's other business interests include a specialty restaurant, coffee shops, a unique spa, optical stores, and publishing. Moideen Tumbe believes in building and nurturing his own brands. So from '98, when you launched GMC until now, you've launched many trend-setting brands, right?
Yes.
So tell us a bit about the brands you have and how that came about.
Most of the brands are related to the medical education and healthcare. Like the Gulf Medical University is now an international brand. It's recognized around the world, and we have students from 57 countries. GMC Hospital also is a well-known brand internationally, but we have many other brands, like Body and Soul is a well-known brand in the country. We have 3 branches right now. Blends and Brews is a well-known brand. We have 7 branches now. Zone Mo is a well-known brand. We have 3 branches now. GMC Pharmacy, we have already 4 of them, 3 more coming up. Or GMC Laboratories, we already have 4 of them, 2 more coming up now. So inshallah, in the future, maybe all these will be huge brands.
So you've come such a long way in terms of where you've brought your business so far. But going forward, what's your vision or what's your plan? What do you want to do?
The journey so far has been very exciting and very challenging, but the future looks even bigger and brighter. So we have a bigger plan now. We have plans to have a global presence, mainly in terms of our brand, like the Gulf Medical University plans to have 3 more branches in 3 more countries. The hospital plans to expand to 10 more branches, both in UAE and other countries. The pharmacy plans 25 more branches. The laboratory 25 more. The Body and Soul 15 more. The Blends and Brews 50 more branches in the next 5 to 6 years. With this, the team will increase.
And this will be in terms of international exposure?
International, yeah, in the various countries where we are going to. And the value of the group should increase to $2 billion in the next 6 to 7 years. But this is not it. After that, I want my children to take it forward. and maybe they have a bigger plan and will change gears and move faster.
I would say the most important lesson that I learned every day is the importance he gives to the staff who work with him. He believes that the longer that anyone has served with the company, the more importance and the more privileges that person gets. And I totally understand, and I learn from him how he treats people who work with him.
When I become older, I want to be exactly like him, follow his traditions, follow his values. Every aspect of his life is so inspirational that I have no one else to look up to except him.
His commitment and his dedication is responsible for the growth of this university from a college. We have seen this happening over a period of now 13 years.
You need to be committed. You need to believe in what you're doing. Also, we have to be conscious of quality, because if you provide quality, whether it is healthcare or a health club or an education institution, people will appreciate, and long term you will survive.
I am very happy to recall and remember the many fond memories of my association with Tumbe Moideen. We have been classmates, college mates and good friends. I am very proud of Moideen and I value his friendship and wish him all success, peace and happiness.
Just want to ask you, you have all this business empire, a lot of business success that you have, but what do you do to unwind? What are you passionate about? What are your hobbies?
The best part during a holiday I do is spend time with my family, watch movies, or go out, eat with the family. And apart from that, I read a lot. Recently, I read about Mr. Mittal, his story. It's called Cold Steel. It was a nice book, really. It's very inspiring.
He's got such an interesting autobiography, Mr. Mittal, but what aspect of his life really touched or inspired you when you read his autobiography in his book, Cold Steel?
I mean, every businessman to succeed, he's got some model, you know. I understand what model he followed. He is a typical Indian style, how he succeeded. He was using the cost-effective way of management, and that's why he succeeded. That was the most impressive part about the book.
And I believe you're also a big Bollywood buff. You're very fond of Bollywood movies.
I enjoy movies from a very young age. I watch movies and read all the gossip magazines also.
Being such a Bollywood buff, which actor or actress stands out?
Right now it is Shah Rukh Khan, and I like Shah Rukh Khan, his movies, and he's a terrific actor, really. Very charismatic, and I know him personally.
And with Shah Rukh Khan, which of his movies really stands out for you? In the last so many years he's been in the industry, but which movie that you liked or you really fond of?
I like all his movies, but the best one was Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge.
Tell us a bit about your family, your wife and your children.
My wife, her name is Zohra. She supported me throughout my journey. You know. I am a very adventurous chap. I've been trying my businesses, traveling, and sometimes got into trouble. But she's always stood by me. You know, don't worry, you'll overcome this. And
I believe she's also a painter. She paints.
she's an excellent artist.
Yeah,
excellent artist.
Paintings. One message you want to give to the entrepreneurs who want to recreate the same success that you have had?
Really, to be a successful businessman or a professional, you need a few qualities. Like, you need to be committed. You need to believe in what you're doing. And you also have to be conscious of quality, because if you provide quality, whether it is healthcare or a health club or an education institution, people will appreciate, and long term you will survive, you know, with the competition around you. Apart from that, that's a few things, and you have to be hardworking and God-fearing, and because end of the day, it's also God's grace, you know, things happen. But more than that, I think you have to think big. You have to dream big, yeah. What I feel, I tell my children, you don't have to pay cash or give a check to think, dream, you know. It's free. You can imagine, I'll do that, I'll do this, I'll have 10 hospitals or 20 hospitals. No, you know, harm in dreaming. Sometimes you make it, you know. Initially, I was only dreaming. Now I know for sure, it's like they call it now a vision. He's a visionary. It was almost like a dream. I mean, some people like, this fellow, do you think he can do it? Build 5 hospitals? Now it's happening. No? It's like a vision and it's like a strategic plan now. I have a consultant and saying, look, we are building 25 hospitals next 10 years, and we have a strategic plan for them.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
The thinking makes it big.
Yeah.
Just think big,
Yeah.
dream big. Very inspiring message.
Yeah. You have to think big to make it big.
Well, we are very happy to have the college and the hospital here in Ajman, and this is good reputation to have it here in Ajman, and I hope all the best for the college and for the hospital.
We thank him to support Ajman, and we hope for him a good future, inshallah, in Ajman.
Mr. Tumbe, I just wanted to thank you for being on our show today.
It's a pleasure. It's my pleasure. You know.
It's been such a learning experience spending the whole day with you.
Thank you.
Wish you much luck and success for the future. Thank you very much.
Take care.
So the mantra of success is think big, dream big. Believe in yourself. Pursue your dreams, and that's how you get there. Because ultimately, it's about the conviction in your belief. I'm your host, Anish Chatyani. Until next time, it's au revoir. So success to you is all about balance, business and family.
Yes, it's important. You know, unless you have a good family life, it's no point being successful in business.
So what is the secret of a good marriage? You've been married for such a long time.
It's mainly trust and love, and I think the women like to be treated well and to be pampered, and I do that. You know.